it's Jen. Welcome back. So today for you, I have my thoughts on my books I read for August. We have about 7 books to talk about. It was an overall really good reading month. I had one book that didn't work for me, but the rest were 4 and 5 stars. So that was exciting. I am going to start by, my least favorite, get that out of the way, and then I will tell you about my 2 5-star reads towards the end. So the first one today we're going to talk about, it just didn't work for me, you guys. There's nothing wrong with this book. This is a me problem. It just didn't work for me, and that was The Appeal by Janice Hallett. So many people love this book. The mystery was good. There was nothing wrong with it. It's written uniquely. It's in letters, emails, text messages, and so the format just didn't work for me. I just couldn't jive with it. It was fine. It didn't cause me not to understand what was going on. It was just a preference. I didn't care for it. There was a character in here named Izzy that drove me up the wall. I could not stand it. So I could not stand her. So that also could be part of the reason why too. But overall, I'm going to give this 2.5 stars. I say if it's interesting to you, if you're interested in it, definitely pick it up. Most people like this book. This was a me problem. There's nothing wrong with this book. It was a good story. It was well written. It's just uniquely written, and I did not jive with that. So there's that. I won't be picking up another Janice Hallett in this format. But maybe if she has books that are in a regular format, I think I would give that a try. So that was my disappointment of the month, but not too bad. The next ones are all 4 stars, and then I'll end with my 2 5 stars. On my Kindle, I read the new Liz Moore book. I always want to call it the wrong thing. God of the Woods? Is that what it's called? Hold on. Let me check my reading journal. Yeah, The God of the Woods. So this one was 4 stars. It was a little bit long. There were a little bit here and there where I felt like a little bit bored with, okay, can we move fast through the story, a little faster through the story? But I enjoyed it more than Long Bright River, and I liked that book. I went into Long Bright River thinking it was a mystery thriller, and I think that's what really kind of set the pace for that for me. Sorry. So Liz Moore's, but that book and this book are more like a literary mystery is what I would consider it, in my opinion. And so going into that book knowing that it was more of a literary mystery really helped my enjoyment. So the premise was great. I loved the summer camp setting. I liked that we're following 2 timelines. There were strong characters in both timelines. I didn't necessarily like one timeline more than the other. Sometimes that can happen with multiple timelines. How it all came together at the end, I really enjoyed. It was a great book. Gave it 4 stars. But yeah, go into this one knowing nothing, because that's the way to go. I think don't read too much into it. Just go along for the ride. But also go in knowing that it's going to be more of a slower burn literary mystery than like a fast-paced thrilling mystery. But it was really good. The writing was great. I liked a lot of the characters in that book. And yeah, I enjoyed it. So that was on my Kindle. I also picked up and read Tell Me by Anne Frasier. This was another 4 stars, almost 5, maybe 4.5 if we're in a really good mood. Find Me was the first in this duology, and that was 5 stars for me. This one was, about 4.5. We pick up back with kind of, I don't know how far along after the last one ended, but not long, couple months to a year maybe. It wasn't really specific, but that's the vibe I got. It was pretty recent after this last book ended. So you pick back up with Daniel Ellis and Rennie Fisher. There is some the girls that disappeared on a hike. There's a murder. Was it staged? Was it not staged? We get a little bit more of Daniel's past, and we solve some of his past timeline that was introduced in the first book, and I really enjoyed that. I love Rennie's character. I don't know why. She just I really connected with her. The writer does such a good job really explaining where her inner thoughts are coming from, and she has this traumatic past and how that has shaped her into this adult where she's trying to find missing people and do what's right and battle with her role, even though she was a kid, right, in the first one. So her role into these murders, these crimes that her father committed, it was so good. This was a really good, I think it's just a duology. I hope so. I mean, I would read more with Rennie in it, but I liked how this wrapped up. It felt very like tied with a nice bow duology. So that one was 4 stars as well. Next one was a nice surprise. Everything We Didn't Say by Nicole Baart. I almost unhauled this book because I was feeling overwhelmed by how many books I own. But I'm so glad I didn't because this was so good. 2 timelines in this story, about 10 years apart. We have a small town. We have a murder. Juniper was the main character in this one. And although I don't have anything in common with her, I really felt myself relating to her, rooting for her. I was connected to her. This book had a few flaws, but overall, I really enjoyed it. The way the past timeline so delicately unfolded, it really helped build the tension in the present timeline. And it really helped peel back layers at such a wonderful pace to what really happened to solve this whole murder mystery situation. So great job on the author's part. I definitely will be picking up more by Nicole Baart. This was just a very well thought out, plotted mystery, and I enjoyed it very much. Let's see. Next 4-star, The Last Word by Taylor Adams. I was part of an online reading retreat 2 weekends ago, and I picked this up and finished it within that retreat. This was such a fast-paced read. It read like almost like a horror film, a thriller. Were there times that I rolled my eyes reading this? Absolutely. I love the way the ending wrapped up. It couldn't have wrapped up any other way that would have been as satisfying to me. So I really enjoyed how it wrapped up. There were definitely twists and turns in here that I was like, what? I was talking out loud to myself to this book. Edge of your seat, very thrilling, very fast paced, very reminiscent to No Exit by Taylor Adams. So this one I've heard mixed reviews on, but for me it worked. It was 4 stars. It was super entertaining. I went in knowing what I wanted. I got exactly what I wanted. And so this one was a lot of fun. Why this one worked for me and The Last One by Will Dean did not, I don't know, because they both were like, this would never happen. Eye rolling, like, are you kidding me? But this one I really enjoyed it. Pick this one up if you're in for a real quick paced thrilling book. You'll love it. Okay, let's talk about the 5 stars. First 5-star of the month was Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince, book number 6. My goal was to finish Harry Potter series this year. I've already started listening to number 7 for series September, and this was so good, you guys. I mean, I can't go into too much detail. It's book 6 in a series, and most of you probably know exactly what happens at the end of this book. I did cry, but it was just such another wonderful installment to the Harry Potter series. I loved it. I can't wait to wrap up the series, though. And then also, last one, it's under here, sorry. There we go. Last one, it was a reread, another 5 stars. This still held true as one of my favorites of all time. The writing in this is beautiful. I've said this more than once on my channel, but his writing is so beautiful and not enough people read Alan Eskens. I have 2 more of his, kind of in this world. It's not a sci-fi, it's obviously, but in his books, the main characters are sometimes side characters in other books and vice versa. So if you look it up on the internet, there's definitely suggestions on how to read, like what order to read his books in. You could read them all separately and still enjoy them. But I would really like to do a deep dive and like an author spotlight on him once I read the last 2 books I have of his to read and do like a ranking order because I just loved this book so much. It was so good. It was so good. It did not disappoint. I was actually surprised I liked it as much the second time around because I don't do a lot of rereading. But it was so good. So pick this up if you haven't already. That was really good. So there you have it. Those are my books for August. I had a great reading month. I'm already on to September by the time you guys are seeing this. But yeah, so anyways, love chatting with you guys in the comments below. What are you reading right now? I'd love to hear about that. And I will see you in my next video. Happy reading. Bye.